Good rising, everybody. It's your boy MC from MCTV, and what I want to talk about today is a fight that happened last night. We're talking about Anthony Yarde, I believe, who's from the UK, and Artur Beterbiev, if I pronounced that correctly. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think he is from Russia. Okay, so shout out to the UK, shout out to Russia. Both of these guys are really good fighters. Artur Beterbiev, he has almost, I think it's a 100% knockout ratio. Very special in the sport of boxing, akin to a Wilder, and there's a few other guys who have done a similar thing, with that type of ratio with their knockouts, right? So definitely Beterbiev, he deserves to be held up there in that spot of, a specialty fighter, all right? The man's the real deal. I ain't got nothing bad to say about him. I like him. I like the mentality. I like that, the ability, the skill, the heart, all of that. Right, I'm for every bit of that. Anthony Yarde possesses the same thing. So I take my hats off to both of those men. You know what I'm saying? For getting in the ring, and doing what they got to do. Yarde is no joke. You know what I'm saying? Yarde has proven himself as an elite, on the absolute tippy top of boxing and whatnot. So we need to give Anthony Yarde his credit and respect where it is due. But once again, it's not what happened in the fight. Beterbiev got another, win on his record. Congratulations, awesome, But it's what was said after the fight, In other words, I watched an interview where Anthony Yarde said pretty much Beterbiev gave him his props and gave him his roses. He said he just has too much skill. He himself, Beterbiev, he says too much experience. Too much experience. So his time is right now. But he pretty much, in other words, me paraphrasing, kind of told Anthony Yarde, "You are the future. You're next." If I'm not here, then you're the reigning champ, because he's admitting that he just has way too much experience for him right now. But Yarde definitely is what's next up. He's the next best thing up. He is the next champion to come. You know what I'm saying? And he admitted also that Anthony Yarde was his most difficult fight to date in the professionals. And I just want to commend that as well. I like the humbleness of Artur Beterbiev. I appreciate how he's giving Yarde his flowers now, giving him the respect, and also putting it in context about just realizing that he is just way too experienced, and that is the difference between him and Yarde. Pretty much there's an experience gap. And I think that's agreeable by me and everyone else, the fans, all the viewers and whatnot. At the end of the day, Artur Beterbiev deserves every bit of credit that he's getting and where he has made it to, and so does Anthony Yarde. I think the world's seen what Anthony Yarde has to offer, and nobody will ever, turn a blind eye to him again when it comes to his boxing abilities. Not that they have, but I think he's made a statement to the world, and we all know that Beterbiev, he is definitely a next level fighter. He possesses that instinct that true boxing fans love to witness, and he's not a cheater. That makes him even better, even greater in my eyes. I love fair fighters, fair boxers. Every time I see it in the ring, not like it's constantly happening. There's not constant cheating, but from a select few fighters, a particular few, we see it over and over again, and it gets bypassed. So every time I see these real talent come out and they do things without cheating, not one bit, I just take my head off even more. I salute them even more. Like my video if you agree with what I'm saying right now. Shout out to, Artur Beterbiev, and shout out to Anthony Yarde. It's your boy MC from MCTV. I'll be back at y'all with another one to speak on some other events.